So I want to talk to you today about how I raised over $140,000 with crowdfunding campaigns, and also invite you to a training I'm going to be doing this Sunday, February 6th at 6 p.m. EST. Just go to smartmusicbusiness.com/crowdfunding, and you're going to get access to a course called Crowdfunding Secrets. And then I'm also going to do a live 2-hour training plus Q&A, because we've now done, I think it's 5 or 6 crowdfunding campaigns. And I'm just finishing off one right now, and I want to share a lot of the things that I've learned and how we've grown and figured this thing out and really dialed it in. I even made some mistakes on this new one, but this has been the best crowdfunding campaign we've done. We've raised the most money, we actually didn't raise the most money, but it's the long-term effect because we launched a fan club on the back of this crowdfunding campaign. And if you know anything about business, you ever watched Shark Tank, the holy grail is recurring revenue, right? So it's money that keeps coming in. And I always tell artists, man, it's not about if you do a crowdfunding campaign, like a Kickstarter, whatever you want to call it. I call it a crowdfunding campaign. It's not about if you do it, it's about when you do it. Because when you do it right, it launches your album. It gives you so much momentum. If you price your packages right, which I talk about in the course, and you fulfill them right, you'll actually profit. Because I know a lot of artists who, they put the packages together with their shirts, their hats, their hoodies, whatever it is, CDs, vinyl, but they don't properly account for the costs of the actual items or the shipping. They might not have got enough sales. One thing as well, too, is you launch the campaign, you actually have the courage, because it takes a lot of courage to launch a campaign. I was scared out of my mind when I released my first crowdfunding campaign, which was for a book. And then after that, I think it was 5 or 6 CDs we've done since then, all right, albums. And I was scared the first one. I didn't know what I was doing, right? Like, I really didn't, but I did it anyways. And I didn't know my numbers that well, so the margins weren't nearly as good as I thought they were, and I didn't realize what fulfillment was. I didn't understand that the majority of pre-orders or, supporters come in at the beginning and at the end, all right? And how important it is to set a deadline, all right? To set a deadline and let people know, let fans know what your goal is, what your monetary goal is, or if it's the number of pledgers, pre-orders that you want, right? People need to see a goal because then they want to support it. And one thing I've learned as well is you underestimate how much your friends will support you, your family, your fans, and also the people that you thought might support, but don't end up supporting at all, which is always amazing, right? You think the people that are going to support you the most won't. And how much effort it takes to launch one of these. But the idea, man, is to create so much buzz. Like, while we've been doing this Kickstarter, we've been launching singles to promote it. And then we've watched our numbers grow. We just hit 900,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. You might have seen my webinar where I'm talking about 800,000. Well, we just hit 900,000. I'm hoping we hit 1 million soon. And so I'm going to be talking about on this live training how we kicked that momentum up. How we built that momentum while we got pre-orders in, while we're continuing to talk about it, all the different content strategies that I use to keep talking about this campaign without annoying people or getting tired or exhausted, because it's a lot of work, but it's totally worth it, and it's fun, and seeing your fans connect and giving them that personal experience. Like, I can't wait to get these CDs and vinyl in here and start signing CDs, and then what we're going to do once we get that, because I'm shutting down the campaign this Sunday night. As I'm recording this video, we're still in the middle of the Kickstarter, and all the pledges, the majority of the pledges are actually coming in even now. Like, they were coming through a ton at the beginning, and then it tapers off in the middle. But then at the end, if you do it right, it should be your biggest part of the campaign, right? And so this Sunday night, I'm doing a live training with you to share all this stuff. Plus, you're going to get access to the Crowdfunding Secrets course, all right? And you'll have lifetime access to that. And if you happen to be watching this video after this Sunday, the recording will be in the training. You just won't get to ask me questions live, but I will do another one of these later on. Maybe not. I don't know. But we will probably do another one later on. I don't know when. But if you can make it this Sunday night at 6 p.m. EST, I want to invite you. Go to smartmusicbusiness.com/crowdfunding. Okay, right now the price is $197. All right, you get lifetime access to the course, and then you'll get the Q&A live training with me to ask questions over Zoom. It's going to be freaking awesome, and just can't wait to help you out with this stuff because I've made so many mistakes. You know, I didn't price my packages right when I first started. I didn't know where to source them, and I'm going to be giving you my templates for my Kickstarter campaign. For my upsells, like when I did my very first crowdfunding campaigns, I didn't have upsells. I left hundreds, thousands of dollars on the table because I didn't know what I was doing, right? I didn't know where to source merch properly. I'm going to give you all my contacts to where I source CDs, where I source vinyl, USB keys, all that stuff, shirts. I'm going to give you all my contacts in the training so that you have those and what you should be pricing them at. And then also, like, you know, sometimes we get in this spot where, like, you know, we want to get the price down as much as possible, right? So do I order 10,000 CDs? Do I order 5,000, 2,000, 1,000? You know, what packaging do I do? Do I do, what do you call it? Digipack, or do a jewel case? Do I do a sleeve? You know, lots of different things to cover. I always like to do Digipack personally because way less chance of it cracking. You know, how many times have fans bought a CD? Not only did the case crack, but sometimes even the CD could crack. And you might be asking, do people still buy CDs? You bet your butt they do. Do they still buy vinyl? You better believe it. Do they buy USB keys? You better believe it. And I don't care where you are in your career, whether you're seasoned, you have a big fan base or not. I know artists that have had like super small fan base. Like I'm talking like maybe 10,000 or 5,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, but they launch a crowdfunding campaign and they do it the way I've taught them, and they raise like 40 grand, okay? And because they're fans, they're friends, especially if it's your first one. But then it's like, what do you do with that funds? Because hopefully you made a profit, but then you don't want to waste it all marketing in the wrong spot, right? And what I love about this crowdfunding campaign is just the momentum we've got, the buzz leading up to it. And then it's like all these marketing assets are paid for. I got all this momentum. I got the story. I got to connect with my fans. We raised funds, paid for the record. And that's another big thing is your why, right? Like when you're doing a crowdfunding campaign, you really want to tap in to your why, the heart of it. It can't be just because, oh, this person produced it or that person produced it. You know, sure, if you get a bunch of features, that is important. That's cool, especially if your fans love those artists. But do they care really that you used this guitar or had that guitar tone? Not really. Do they really know this engineer did the vocals or this producer? Unless they're like a famous producer that like really connects. But no, it's the heart of why you want to get your music out there, the message and your story, why you got into music, why you started, and really sharing that with people, right? Like it's so important, and allowing people to connect on a deeper level, right? Like fans want to connect with you. And one thing that we do is like, we don't share the behind scenes enough. We don't share the process leading up to things. And it's like so important that we do that. You know what I'm saying? And share those things so people can connect. And this is one of my buddy Myron always says, Myron Golden is like, look, fans can't take an offer you don't make. Fans can't take an offer you don't make. So if you don't make an offer, you don't put it out there and try, then they can't take it. Like you're not offering a good bundle. And that's the other thing too, is like offering fans an amazing bundle and having different ones that lead up. Like, of course, you want to have your $10 digital download, maybe your $12 signed CD, you know, then, you know, you go up to your t-shirt, your hoodie package, your vinyl is somewhere in the middle there. And I'm going to explain all those different things during the training, and I cover it in the course as well too. And I encourage you to get the course so you can be watching it before the training this Sunday night so that we can freaking blow this up. You know what I'm saying? But I really want to encourage you to launch a Kickstarter campaign, plan it out. And the first thing you need to do is set a date. When is this album coming out? When am I going to start this Kickstarter? You know, like when do you launch it? Well, you know, I like to do them hard 30 days. This last one, we did like 45 days. I think we did 60 days, but I like to run them for about 30 to 60 days. When do you shut it down, right? And the timing of it, when the album's done, like we finally finished the album right now. It takes about 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, depending on who your person is who's pressing your merch or whatnot to get your CDs, but then you got to fulfill it, right? So you got to time all these things out. And I really encourage you, never launch a Kickstarter when you're on tour. You launch it when you've got time to really focus. You're home. You can give a lot of attention to it because it takes a lot of work. You underestimate how much work it is, but the payoff and the blessing that it is and what it can do for your fan base, and especially if you launch a fan club on the back end of it and you have upsells and do all the different things that I'm going to teach you on this live training in the course. So, hey, I look forward to seeing you. Go to smartmusicbusiness.com/crowdfunding. Again, we're going to be doing the live training this Sunday night, which is, I think, February 6th. Let me just double check on that. It is, yes, February 6th, Sunday at 6 p.m. EST. And if you can't make it, the training will be in the members area. But if you can, show up. You'll be able to ask me questions over Zoom video chat. It's going to be freaking awesome, and I look forward to seeing you there. Hey, want to remind you that a fighter isn't someone who ever fails. A fighter is someone who never quits. Do a crowdfunding campaign. Take a step out in faith and just do it. If you want to become someone you never become before, you got to do something you never done before. You got to stretch yourself into greatness. You can't shrink. You've got to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. And let me help you to avoid the mistakes that I made. Peace.